Kids who actually chose Bulbasaur, how'd you turn out? Turned out to kick Brock and Misty's ass in their own gyms. PSHT. And LT search, too. He's not weak to grass, but Raichu isn't doing much at all to an Ivysaur. Yep, grass resisting electric is not well known. A lot of people won't realize how right you are about this. That pun was unexpected. Sigh, duck. There's no relaxing in these pun threads. I knew there was going to be a rapid dash into a pun thread. Ditto. Can I mute you? That was a ghastly pun. I'm 29 and I still live in the bushes in my parents' yard. You learn long-term payout with a Bulbasaur. Plus Venusaur lets you smoke Giovanni. This is the best answer. I started with Squirtle as a kid but tried playing the strategic way when I found my Game Boy as a senior in high school and started replaying the game with Bulbasaur. There's this one attack, Leech Seed I think? That pretty much gives you unlimited health while draining everybody else's. It's like a free potion. You have the option to replace it with stronger moves, but if you keep that one and use it strategically you're pretty much on easy street. Also try the Mew glitch, to see if it really worked, and it actually did. Edit, wow, this blew up. Never knew of all the strategic ways to abuse the power of Leech Seed. And a lot of people are asking about the Mew glitch. Most of the people commenting below could probably explain it better than I could, but in my case I followed an old video with steps to make him appear so you could fight him. I think it involved strategically flying to another location the moment a trainer saw you and the mark popped up. To add to that, Mew starts off super weak but very quickly becomes OP if you keep him in your party and train with him long enough. Catching him was pretty hard. This is actually used in competitive Pokemon. It's aptly named a stall strat in which you use Leech Seed, then one of many defensive moves to prevent the opponent doing damage to you while you slowly drain everything. Add in poison from Toxic and it's just cruel. Bulbasaur is still hands down my favorite starter all these generations later. I think it was my inner troll that loved the Leech Seed Toxic stacking error in Gen 1. Turned out into a weird biologist and math nerd, seems appropriate. Edit, thanks for the reward and the egregious number of upvotes. I'm very confused by all of this. Also worked with Rap, and Rap had the bonus move glitch, where as long as the Pokemon using Rap was higher speed than its opponent, the other Pokemon never got to attack. Victreebel was an absolute monster. Agility plus Dragonite, you expect the legendary Dragon type to be known for fearsome elemental coverage and powerful attacks, but nope, it's all about hugging you to death. Did not know that you were such a monster. Why would you make all those Pokemon struggle to live? Victory or death. I am an inveterate environmentalist, a civil officer from Spain, and I like to play Dungeons and Dragons on Roll20 because of COVID. Hashtag X200B, regarding Bulbasaur, I have a little stuffed animal that sleeps with us every night. His name is Conchifer. My house has been taken over by a variety of plants. At first it was just for aesthetics, but after a few months I was able to communicate with them through sheer willpower. I can't sleep at night as they scream at me, and the nightmares are never ending. Wish I picked Squirtle now. Please you only say that because you have no idea how loud a sink and shower can scream. I'm sorry, you think listening to plants and taps screaming is bad? Wait until you see what us Charmander starters have to deal with. I hacked the game and started with missing no. I see the very coding of existence. Nothing is real except the static behind the universe and the ceaseless screaming of the infinite. Plus unlimited Master Balls. I call it Pokemon Easy Mode. Destroy first few gyms, tank through some middle gyms, and destroy the last gym. Easily catch Pokemon with Sleep Powder, and Solar Beam your problems away. Good against enough of the Elite Four to let your team take a break. Sleep Powder is also good through whole game, gives you a break to charge Solar Beam or heal. The main disadvantage is lack of a good to use. With Squirtle, my first playthrough, Surf is amazing. Charmander gets Fly by the end, which is useful though not amazing. Bulba gets cut. Ew. In the AUG Blue and Red, Charizard can't actually learn Fly. You have to trade it to Yellow or GSC. Addicted to marijuana, living on the streets selling my body for drugs. You don't want to know how the Squirtle kids turned out. The Squirtle kids didn't make it this far, frown. I did, just severely depressed. I thought I was the exception. A competitive singles player. Joke's on you, Venusaur is the second if not the best starter Evo from the trio. I was gonna say this. It would be kinda funny if these guys found out that their redheaded stepchild starter is now a competitive monster. Ducking destroying with a smashing tactic. Bulbasaur is pretty cool. He gives you an edge in the first two gyms, Brock and Misty. Picking Charmander is definitely hard mode for the first two gyms. Put him in the computer before I got Bill's PC, and in an effort to get him back I accidentally released him. I used to intentionally raise Pokemon to the max level and release them into the wild. I know it didn't do anything, but I just like the idea of some bug catcher and his Weedle stumbling into my terrifying level 100 monsters. Trolling hypothetical but non-existent people as next level trolling. I chose Bulbasaur and I turned out pretty chill. I feel like the Bulbasaur starters are Hufflepuffs. Life was good until Sword and Shield. I trusted my decision making and figured if you go with your gut, you'll at least have fun and feel appreciative that you did it. Then Game Freak told me that if you pick any Pokemon in any game, other than Charizard, you were wrong. I'm sad today. Laughs and stealth rocks. Turned out very gay. L. Leaf, Green, Bulbasaur, Trainers. Bulbasaur Mysteris. Bulbasaur is the best pick for Gen 1 in both early game and late game. 1. Bulbasaur is super effective versus the first and second gym, plus third gym isn't effective versus Bulbasaur 2. Bulbasaur learns Sleep Powder, which is the best practical sleep move, and sleep is an overpowered mechanic in Gen 13. Bulbasaur learns Razor Leaf, which has increased critical hit chance, which was bugged in Gen 1. It basically always crits, making it the best grass move attack and one of the best attacks in general. Rolled Brock, Misty, Surge, and Giovanni, evolved into final form by level 32, got Razor Leaf and Solar Beam, fell in love with them, animations and effects, by level 82, was an absolute unit of a tank. Had some trouble with Lorelei, Agatha, and Blue's Alakazam and Pidgeot. 1010. Would recommend. Would do it all over again. Bulba for life. He's cute. Director of Operations for a Humane Society. We care about the ignored. Kids who actually chose Squirtle or Charmander, how often do you post on Reddit to check how far behind in life you are compared to us who picked Bulbasaur, sparking a trend of winning for the rest of our life? I eat garlic. I now grow cannabis for a living. I only learned long after I played Pokemon that the 3 starters were actually effectively difficulty settings. The first 2 gyms are rock and water. Grass beats both, water beats rock and is neutral to water, fire is weak to both. To answer your question, I turned out to be a horrible person. Better than the people that chose Squirtle, he'll tell you that. I turned out to be the very best. Like no one ever was. Ended up getting into Pokemon Go and making a community for that game with millions of visitors. Chose him again in Pokemon Go, incidentally, and chose not to power him up, so has still CP10. Named him Brian. Smile, Brian and me go way back. No regrets. Bulbasaur, Super Ego Pragmatist Squirtle, Ego Idealist Charmander, id Death Drive YOLO. Sleep Powder, Poison Powder, Leech Seed Baby. Am a registered nurse with a few too many indoor plants. Well, I became a pothead. I named it garlic and now overuse garlic in all my cooking. Hashtag X200B, coincidence? Hashtag X200B, I think not. We're number 001. My husband always chooses Bulbasaur. Am a Charmander person myself. Incredibly attacked all of a sudden lol. Grass starter people are the best people. Well, I'm not a Charizard simp. Bulbasaur was the smart choice because you have Arcanine, who is a top tier fire replacement for Charizard. And we all know Gyarados filled the water spot. Plus, you cruise through the early game. Ended up working for the Pokemon Company for a few years, so turned out pretty well emo. Bulbasaur up.